Hey guys, I am finally back. There has been a lot going on, not just in the world entirely, but just with the nursing school and everything, and why it kind of took me a minute, especially with the rest that I've been getting. It's really not a lot with the kiddos, but y'all, a lot is going on, and we definitely need to be prayed up. I am a woman of faith, and I am proud about that. And I am very fortunate to be in nursing school as of right now because especially with what we're going through, there's definitely been tons of times where nursing students have dealt with issues like this with new types of viruses, new types of diseases, and with a different type of coronavirus that has been exposed, a lot of panic and a lot of heartache and pain along with that. And we just want to pray for those families. We definitely want to be aware and not be ignorant about it. And that's really all I wanted to say on that is, family, my family, especially my friends, definitely need to be careful. It really has not impacted our town as much, but we're definitely being cautious and we are definitely paying attention to the rest of the world because we cannot act like we're invisible, right? We can't act like we're untouchable. And a lot of the fact is, you just got to be wise and be smart about the things that you do, especially when you're not in your home. Um, but yeah, so let's just be clean and be careful. How about that? So I definitely wanted to update on the nursing school thing. As of right now, we've just moved to online. I got an email today stating that we will be doing a couple of things online that's due like next Monday. They're definitely wanting to get right back to the swing of things. Our spring break was originally last week, and we ended up having to take an extended week. And yeah, the kids are out of school. They're not really sure what they're going to do about the kids. Are they going to go back this year? They stopped a lot of the Texas State testing because of what all is going on right now. And I'm thankful for it that we can actually protect our children, protect our home, and we can be wise. Because we see what's going on and it's not oblivious or it's not unknown to us, the actions we actually need to take in being safe. But I do want to say, as a student nurse, um, is that we are signed up to be in the front lines of any type of diseases like this, and it's sad, but it's also courageous of us to still want to continue down this road. And I am so proud of those that are in nursing school that are still willing to be the nurses they were called to be. Because this is what's important. It's not only the things that you know, but the unknown that could happen to anyone, and to be there with that family when it does, and to be there to try to help them and protect them in a way that most people can't. And with our background and what we are studying here today in our nursing school, regardless of what kind of nurse you are, or what kind of field you have gone down into, you are needed and you are a necessity to what is going on around you, and to not be afraid. Because when you sign on those dotted lines and you get your license, and even now they're trying to get those that have lost their license or just needs to be renewed to get back to what they were called to be. And I'm so grateful for having that opportunity here in America, where we can say, we need you, and to just protect yourself and those around you. Because this is definitely a calling, guys. This is definitely a calling. Shout out to the real soldiers that do fight in physical wars, but this is something that is not only physical but emotional to those that have to experience sickness and illness. with, the weak immune system and things of that nature. And so, I am grateful to be where I am right now, and to know that, I am needed, and God didn't call me for no reason. And it's not just the calling of being a nurse, but a calling of being a nurse as a woman of faith, and trusting God in what He is doing with us and for us. And, I would love to have someone on my sick bed that would actually be courageous when I can't, and be my strength when I am weak. And to have someone that trusts and believes in God, and, regardless of what happens to me, regardless of yay or nay, that they trust and believe in who created me. And that's what, I am here to do. And I'm so grateful for those that do have that same heart. And, I'm praying for you guys, and I love you guys with the most sincere and genuine love that I could ever, express here, just, in front of this camera. But, I am praying, I am seeking God's face, and I'm not walking in fear, because God didn't call us to fear. And so that's why, we need you. We don't need, people just in it for the money, because they can never help you. They never, they can do as much as they can, but when it comes to things they can't do, we must pray. We must call on the one that created us, and we must adhere to his word, because that's what God has created us to do in the first place. And, people on their sick bed does not need to hear about, the drama, or how, this may be affecting you, but how you can put aside your feelings and your emotions and be there for that person. So I'm just making this video as an update. I haven't done it in a while, but I love you guys. I'm not trying to give up on this YouTube. It has definitely probably been a month or so, but I definitely wanted to update you on the classes. We're online, basically. We haven't really started anything. We've got one thing we have to turn in as of right now, but as far as like a real schedule, who knows? Who knows? We should know more probably about the end of this week, but as of right now, that's all we know. So I'm just going to update you on my clinical bag, and some new things that I had, some goodies that I had gotten prior, but before all this spring, before this all happened and we went on spring break. So anyway, I'm going to sit her down. Maybe it'll be easier to see. But I had gotten a stethoscope holder, and you probably see these a lot. But I pretty much got like pens and pencils. We need pencils a lot. You definitely need a color pen, or, like a color marker. So you can write down on our notes, and I'll show you a little later on our little notes. We have to write down anything that changes. We do in pencil. We don't do it in pen or marker, because if it needs to be erased and changed, as far as like the dates of some things that we have done, any I and O's that has changed with that patient, we definitely want to use a pencil, because someone else is going to come behind us and update on, someone that we're monitoring their INOs, which is intake and output. And always, I've got lipstick, always. And most of these things will be in my pocket. Marker, really, when you're doing dressing changes, or when you're changing anything. We're not doing IVs right now, but I definitely see the nurses when they do their changing of the IVs. They have to mark when they change them, what time, and their initials. Highlighter, a lot of it is for my books, which I'll show you, but to help to memorize medicines, medications, things like that. And I have a black pen. If you want me to get it out, I have a black pen, but I kind of show you what it looks like. I don't know if you can see, but I have my little scissors. I have a pen light. I don't know if it wants to work whenever it wants to work. It's iffy. But anyway, got this off of Amazon. I got my little calculator for medications. We're in that right now. We have not dispensed, but this is just, to make sure that this calculator I had before. to make sure they are getting the right dosage, especially if it is weight based. And then on the back side where it kind of flips open, this is where I keep my stethoscope. And that is on that. And you guys, I'm really just showing you this just to, give you some positivity to not give up because of what we're going through. You definitely need to stay strong in nursing school because this affects us. We're going to be dealing with a lot of diseases and a lot of viruses, a lot of things that we cannot control. But in our study as being a nurse and nursing diagnosis, we actually we take care of the symptoms and signs of what is going on with that patient when they are medically diagnosed. So, as a nurse, when someone is going through and just heard they have cancer, we don't diagnose them with, cancer, and we don't go ahead and prescribe medicine. That's what the doctor does. The nurse sees that that person has been diagnosed with cancer, and then we, not counter diagnose, but we see that that person has anxiety, or, if someone's had a recent surgery on the hip, then we would diagnose, any type of pressure ulcer, making sure that their wounds are clean, and those kinds of things that we do as nurses, where we are behind the lines, making sure that person is getting well and as quickly as possible so they can go home to their family. In any aspect of a person being ill or sick, we are there. The doctor comes in, they diagnose them with whatever it is they have, and then we come in and we comfort and we help that person through that diagnosis. And we pray that that medicine or whatever it is that the doctor diagnoses them or the doctor prescribes them, we make sure they're up to date. And especially when it comes to nutrition or anything, more fluid intake, clear, making sure that, shortness of breath, or, any type of influenza, any type of signs and symptoms of those medical diagnoses, we are there to help. And that's what nurses generally do. We're just trying to get you home, get you healthy, and make sure you're living your best life, especially, after being diagnosed with such hard things at that time. So, I do want to show you my new clinical bag. This baby, she's tiny. She's my girl. I got her off of Amazon. She is huge. I don't know if you can see, but she's got a lot in her, and I'm definitely going to get into that. But she can zip. Sorry, the camera's kind of awkward, but it has two side pockets where you can kind of put your drinks, and it has three pockets on the side here. Normally, I'll throw my extra pins in there. There's a little hair scrunchie because we cannot, and I wouldn't recommend it, but we could not wear our hair down like I'm wearing today. But there's two more side pockets there, and then the name brand of the bag. And so now that you see the bag, I'm going to put it down because it's kind of big. But the first thing that I do want to show you is my clinical folder, just one of my folders that I normally had. And I do not use this to carry around. I'll show you what I use to carry around. But what I do have in here is a lot of papers that we use, just blanks, not really written on, but so let me just show you. I'll pick it up so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. So the first paper is going to be all our abbreviations of what things mean when you see your card, or whenever your nurse is passing on notes. A lot of this is going to be on there, and you definitely need to know what that means. And then we have our nursing diagnosis sheet. This was just a practice sheet we did in class. We don't normally use this on clinical days. I just have extras because of how much we were doing it. This is